Hello, this is Abdul Safi presenting project assignment 1, the chat application for remote message exchange. Let's take a quick look at our source code. Um, we have three different components in this application. The main component or the core component is under chat.java. We picked the Java, me and Andre Lee picked the Java language because it was the simplest and cleanest way to do this application in our opinion. And this is our main component, which is called chat.java. And this component basically takes user input, shows the menu commands, make connections, send messages, and exits very cleanly. The main component here is the list of sockets here on a copy on write array list, which is a thread safe list of all open sockets. This is global and shared across all threads. And of course, this is the main function. Make sure the port number is provided and some parameter check. And then we've got inside of a try catch block, we got a switch statement for our menu, some default error handling, and some default outputs, and a list of commands that we have set up here. Then we've got the get my IP, which uses the network interface to get the user's local IP, and again it's inside try catch block just for robust error handling. And it basically has like a little message if the IP address is not accessible or anything goes wrong. And then we got some helper functions here if it's connecting to self, if it's duplicate connection, and then it will just show the appropriate error messages. And then another component is the connect to peer. It makes sure that you're not connecting to yourself or it's not a duplicate connection, and then it starts a new socket and adds it to the socket list and opens a client or starts a client handler, and then displays a little success message. As expected, the list of connections prints the list of all connections that we have, active connections that were successful. They displays the IP address and the port, and then terminate connection is provided with the ID, and it will terminate that connection to the peer, and again provides the provided the ID and gives a little message or error handling if something goes wrong. And then the next function we have is send message. This one uses the println functionality, and you also basically provided with the ID and the message, and it uses print writer to actually send messages to different peers. And we also got the exit chat cleanly and closes all the connection and exits the chat. And this helper function here, this allows the server thread to add connection to the global list. Another file that we have here that's important is the client handler. The client handler has a private socket, and then a constructor, and then basically a run function. That the private socket is the connection. This is the connection to the specific peer that you're listening to, and then the constructor receives the socket and saves it. The run function here basically loops, waits for messages from other peer using a buffer reader, and then prints them on the screen. And then once it prints them, it actually shows you goes back to the command, so you can do another command. If the connection is lost or anything goes wrong, then there's a little error handling here as well. And then we also got the server thread. The server thread basically accepts incoming connections. It just like the previous file, it has a port and a constructor and a run function. The run function basically starts a server socket and loops and waits for incoming connections to accept. When a peer is connected, it adds it to the global list and starts a client handler for that socket. And then it logs the IP address, and there's a little error handling. So let's jump in and take a look at how the application works. I've got 3 command line open here, and I'm going to make 3 connections. So we're going to run the application on port 5000 first. So it says server is listening on port 5000, and it says type help to see all the available commands, and you type help and it shows you all the available commands. If you type help again, it will show you the same message, but if you type in my IP, it will take a second and then show you your IP address. If you show my port, it will show you your port number, and then we will get back to the connection part of it, but just to show that the list is empty right now, and you can send messages as well. So we can create 3 different command lines here and try to establish a connection. I'm gonna put them side by side here as soon as I get this right. Here's another command line, and here's another command line. Okay, so we can run the same application on a different command line, but a different port number. So we're gonna run this on port number chat 5001. Now that's running on port 5001, and then we can run another application on port 5002 maybe, or 5003. Let's do that. And then there's another application running. Since we have the information from this connection, I can actually use that. So let's try to do a connection which takes the IP address and the port number. So we're going to do a connect. Oops, sorry, wrong one. We're going to do a connect, and then we're going to provide it with the IP address, which is 192.168.159.1, and a port number, and the port number here is 5000, so we're going to go with 5000. It's going to say successfully connected, and then it will show that there's a new connection here on my first command line. And then we can display the list here, and it will show you that particular connection. But let's do another one. The IP address will be the same, so I'm gonna do my port just to get the port number 5001. So we're gonna do a connect. We're gonna use the same command, except port number 5001, and it establishes a connection to that one. And then we can check the list again. It will show 2 different connections. If you try to connect to self, which is in this case the port number is 5003, it will give you a little message that says cannot connect to self. Or if you try to connect to a connection that you already have, it will give you a little message saying that there's a duplicate connection. And we can display here the list of connections, and there's one connection over here. We can try to connect this to 5001. Oh, we haven't run the connection function here. Connect. The IP address is 192.168.159.1, and we're going to connect to port number 5001. So it's connected now successfully, and we're going to show the list. And let's connect this one to 5003 as well. Yes, let's do. And there's not a successful connection, so we can display the list here. You will see that there are 3 different connections and 3 different ports, and then now we can demonstrate the terminate connection. We can also send a message. Let's try to send a message first, and then we will do the terminate command. So the send a message takes the connection ID and your message. Let's say we're gonna send it to connection ID number 2. And the command, it is send. So we do send to, and we say hello. So we receive a little message here saying hello from a thing, and then we can send a message back to port number 5000. Let's print a list here and say send. Let's establish a connection here actually to port 5000 here. We haven't used the connection here. Connect 192.168.159.1, 5000. Establish a new connection. We're going to do a send. Actually, let's take a look at the list now. We're going to do a send. We're going to do a number 3, and we're going to do hello back. And you can see as it says message sent to connection 3, and it says hello back here. So you can send different kinds of to different ports, to different peers, any message you want. Let's display the list again so we can demonstrate the terminate function. The terminate function basically takes the connection ID and it just terminates it. That's all it needs. So let's do it here one by one. We're going to terminate connection 1, which has the port number 34530. We do terminate 1. It says 1 is terminated, and then we show the list, and it's off of the list. But if we terminate something that doesn't exist, like 7, it gives you, it says invalid connection ID. So there's some robust error handling here. Let's terminate another one. Terminate number 2, which is on port 5003, and it says 2 is terminated. When we print the list, 5003 is gone. And we can also terminate 2 again, which is port 34552. Connection was lost. So it does have an error handling. Let's print the list again. I don't know why that happened. Oh, something must have gone wrong, but it still did remove the connection on number 2. And let's check a list of connections here now, and you can see that some of the connections have been removed, and the list here as well. And here, let's terminate connection number 2. Socket closed, connection number 2 terminated. So we can actually check the list again, and the connection was terminated. Let's try terminate again, number 1. Socket was closed, and it says enter command. Let's do list, and no active connections available for this peer. This is all of our application, and we're running a little bit over time, but sorry about that. But it was a big application, so we needed a little more time to explain it. But this is all of the application, and this project was done by me, Abdul Safi, and Andre Lee, and hopefully you guys liked it. Thank you so much.